Hello guys, how you doing? This is JP Saturday once again. I have another review for all of you. In this case, I have another Bowen Designs piece that is actually one that I'm really glad to own because I think it's one of the coolest pieces, one of the coolest companion pieces. I would consider this more like a companion piece to any display, any Thor display, and a must-have if you're a Thor fan. As you can see, the Destroyer. It is just a character that has been since the beginnings pretty much of Thor, from even before Thor was the comic of Thor was renamed Thor, the Mighty Thor, Journey into Mystery. He was one of the first foes, one of the first ones that battled against Thor. So he has always been there in the, if you know the mythology, the story of Thor has always been there. One of the greatest enemies of Thor, and one that has been good and has been bad, has been pretty much used. He's pretty much an armor that is used by magic, created by Odin, just to pretty much to to control Thor and to even to destroy the world. It's there. There's a power. It's to defend Asgard. He's been in both sides. He's being used. He's been misused. He's evil. He's been good in one way. But he's always been there, and one that is pretty much almost unstoppable. So I really enjoyed this piece. It's a fantastic piece, and we will go in detail with this. Well, as you can see right here in the with the box, it's an average Bowen Designs box. Nothing different from what Bowen has always done over the years. It says the Destroyer. It has a picture of the statue in question. It says it's sculpted by Helder Moreira. He is. I really don't know too much about Mr. Moreira, but I know that he's Brazilian, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if he digitally sculpted this piece, could be, or just regular old-fashioned sculpt. Other than that, he was the one that is credited for this fantastic piece. I really like it's this Marvel Universe painted statue. I like everything that is, I always like this art boxes. They're very basic but simple, and that's the way I like it. It's sculpted by Helder Moreira again, over 14 inches tall. It's strictly limited again, and you can see this piece was actually produced, and it was for sale back in 2009, so it's been out there for probably 5 years by now. As you can see on the top, it says the Destroyer, and here at the bottom you can see it has the number. Mine is number 992 of 1000. Now, going into the piece, there's a lot of things that I could say that I really like about this sculpt, this piece. First of all, I like action. It is an action version. If you know me well, you know that I love action versions. I love the dioramas, everything that has to do with a battle or displaying things in different ways, and I'm all for it. And this is one of the cases for this piece. I like all the detail here. It's well detailed. It has so much detail from the spikes in the body, everything. It's just perfect. The size this is a heavy piece, and has all the elements that make this piece really a winner as a companion piece. As you know, I prefer main characters for my display, but when it comes about sometimes companion pieces, I like them. They're not my first order of purchase, but sometimes you just have to have it, and this is one that pretty much fit that bill. Yes, I love Thor, and I have action version Thors. So I need something to display it with, and of course this piece was pretty much there, and when I grabbed it, I'm very happy. There's 1,000 pieces created for this version, the original metallic version. There is also there was a website exclusive that came out alongside this piece that was gunmetal. It's a little more darker in tone, supposedly more closer to the original version of the original this case art. There were only 350 pieces of that. It's a little more expensive to find. And also there was another version that is even more exclusive, also website exclusive, but it's even more exclusive. That was the Thor Destroyer version, where he pretty much based on the art of Walt Simonson on Mighty Thor 381. Where actually Thor wears the Destroyer pretty much suit, and of course he has the hammer in this hand, and also has the cape and the and this is the helmet, the Thor helmet. So that's more exclusive and very expensive and rare to find. Only 200 made. Besides that, there's a lot of good qualities just in the regular version. That's all I need, because I love the way the shine color of it. It's just perfect in my display. Whereas you can see here in the base, it has like a marble feel to it, like concrete stone that's been busted by the walk of this destroyer. As you can see right there, it's very heavy. I like the detail. It's very simple, but it's very fitting for the character. As you can see, it has a little spikes in there, like the spikes he has in his suit. Like you can see, very nice. Like always, Bowen Designs really creates really nice pieces that really complement each other well. As you can see, there's a stone there. It's simple, but it's just all you need, because in reality you don't want nothing to take away from the piece that in reality is the center of this piece, and it sits very well, very firmly. It sits as a peg that goes in, is inserted in here and goes in, and once it's in there, it goes nowhere. To be honest, when I opened this piece, when I took it out of the box for the first time, and I look at it, and I saw all the detail that was involved in this piece, I was really amazed. Yes, there's a simplicity on this piece, but that simplicity really gives is really very fitting. There's nothing else you can actually add to the Destroyer. I think the Destroyer is a character that, if you are familiar with the mythology of Thor, you know where it came from and what is the purpose of it. And the simplicity of this, it is mean. A lot of people said that the piece was a little not as menacing as other pieces, but to me, as it just stands its ground. I think it's powerful, and it showcases the character in the best way possible. As you can see right there, one thing I love is the detail, as you can see in the face. Like I said, it's very simple, but the lines are well done. All the lines are marked in this in black. There's and the paint application is perfect. The eyes, just the same color. I love this feature in the helmet. It's very iconic. But everything else, like I said before, the spikes are all over the place. I love the detail in the knuckles and the hands. It's just fitting. It's well detailed there. I just love it. They did such a fantastic job. There's no other way to say it. I love it. It's simple, but as a companion, it's a terrific piece. Paint application is superb. It's just as it's supposed to be. It's just a fantastic piece. Well, now it's time for comparisons. I have a couple pieces that I want to compare it, so I can show you the size of this piece, and I can show you how to display it in different ways. All right. All right, as always, Captain America is my best comparison tool. He's my trusty friend on that. As you can see, the size, the Destroyer is big. It's humongous, as it should be. It's larger than Captain America. As you know, Captain America is a little, not on the short side. It's just sitting on that base that is a little not as tall. Not as the height is lower. It's closer to the ground. But as you can see, that it displays pretty well the comparison size. And as you can see, it really the Destroyer, even though it's a simple piece, it really looks impressive compared with other pieces. All right, following the Photobucket theme, you can see right here I'm putting paired against Hulk, the Photobucket Hulk. You really can see the impressive size of this piece. It really stands its ground versus this piece that is really large. So I love it. I think this is something that you can do with the Destroyer. Not necessarily you have to pair it versus Thor. That actually should be, I think, is the main character that you can pair the Destroyer in a display. But if you like I do, sometimes you get tired of certain displays and you move stuff around. This is another option that actually you can do once in a while, or change things around a bit. It really looks terrific. Another option for display, you can see right here. You can see the variant version, the Hulk, the Savage Hulk variant version. Not necessarily the best matchup, just because of the scale. As you can see, Hulk is big, and In this case, the Destroyer seems to be a little shorter and smaller in size. They should be pretty much almost the same size in the comics. It might be a little variant, different versions. You know, every year, according to the Marvel Encyclopedia, a lot of things change around the sizes and depending on who draws the character. So there's always differences and not really an understanding of what's the real size of certain characters. But in my opinion, I think they should be on the same size. But here it doesn't happen. But that's fine. You know, this is another option. I think you know the sky is the limit when it comes about display options. I'll show you this to show you a comparison. You know, as you know, many of the newer Bowens are coming out larger in size compared to the older Bowens. But it's not a big deal, really. You know, it depends how you, depending on how you display your stuff, how you move stuff around in your display, you can get greater effects. Even with smaller pieces, shorter pieces can look fantastic if you put it in the right angle. And that's all. That's what really matters in any display, is how you angle, how you display your statues. One of the most terrific ways to display the Destroyer is versus the, in this case, the Hulk. This Hulk, the SmackDown Hulk. Fantastic piece. Like I said, the SmackDown Hulk looks fantastic with any display. To be honest, this is something that I personally would also recommend, and I would recommend this Hulk versus this Destroyer. They will look terrific together. It's just a perfect pair. They just look fantastic together. As you can see, the detail is there, both pieces. Fantastic. Now, the real treat to display this piece, of course, that is, if you're going to have a Destroyer, you have to have a Thor. There's no questions asked. There's not really another way around it. You have to have it. And this piece has to have Thors. This Thor is, to me, one that I really love. I really like this Thor. It's one of my favorite Thors. Everything that I have in my collection is my favorite piece of that character. And this Thor is fantastic. Of course, it is a larger size Thor. As you know, Photobucket has a little larger sizes compared to Bowen, but not that by much. I think this piece looks fantastic also with that piece. You know, as you can see, they're ready to duke it out. Thor is ready to battle with his Mjolnir, extended to the skies, and the Destroyer is a immovable rock. You know, he's just moving forward and ready to get into battle. It's in a battle position. It's a nice display. All right, to me, this is an iconic matchup. This is a perfect way to display this piece. As you can see, the Destroyer and the Thor, the spinning hammer version, you know, they look fantastic together. As was on my review that you saw from, in this case, the spinning hammer Thor. You know that this piece is one of my favorite pieces from Bowen. Period. I really like the quality of it. I really like what it represents. I really like the way it was done, the design, and I think that this spinning hammer that in this case, the Destroyer that was sculpted prior to even the spinning hammer to be created. I think it really matches well. You know, that's what I like about Bowen, that the pieces, they complement each other, even from the different faces. He still come up with pieces that complement pieces that were probably sculpted 10 years ago. You know, it's just, that's the way Randy does and the way he handles his business. One of the reasons why people love Bowen Designs. For better or for worse, some people might not like what Bowen Designs does. They don't like the scale, they don't like the size, they don't like that it sometimes takes longer years for something to come out. People expect certain characters to be created, and that doesn't happen overnight. But regardless of that, there's nothing closer to the comic versions, nothing closer to the art than what Bowen does. And this Destroyer really, really fulfills those expectations to me of what the character is and how this piece can be a perfect companion for so many different pieces. All right, the more you get to know this piece, the more I can get to that place where I play around and I switch my displays, you know, every other day or every other week or every other month, and that's how I do my display. I really get the feeling that this piece grows on me more and more. The possibilities on it. As you can see, this Thor, many people haven't really paid too much attention to it. It's a new Thor. A lot of people say, there's a couple things that I would say that hurt this piece, but overall, it's a fantastic looking Thor, doing a fantastic pose, a pose that hasn't been done, and something that is very iconic from the character. I really like how this display with this, and actually right now that's how I have in display. While I have the spinning hammer versus, in this case, display versus the Hulk, but this is how I have them display together. They just look terrific together. Personally, that's how I like this display. This Thor is fantastic. He just turned the world around apart, and the Thor and the Destroyer, he just looks terrific. You know, there he's unafraid. This is really another option that I highly recommend for these two pieces. That actually, if you're really looking for a display, you don't have the money, you cannot afford the, in this case, the strike, in this case, the hammer version, the spinning hammer version is too expensive, right? It's over $500 right now. If you cannot afford that one, or you cannot afford even the SmackDown Hulk or any other, even the Silver Surfer, that is pretty much, people are asking a lot of high price for it. Any other action version pieces, I think you can get very happy with this. Actually, you can get this Destroyer for $200 to something, and even at the vault, I think they have it. Rocky's vault, they have it for like $150. You know, and people not really buying and not really paying too much attention. For it is not even this version; it's the other version, the gunmetal, that normally in the aftermarket goes for a lot more because this is a limited edition, just 350 pieces. And you can go and get this for even less than $250, the Thor. So I think if you have those two in your collection, you'll be super satisfied. You'll be so happy, and you know, this will be a piece. This, in this case, the Thor will be a piece that will be expensive, and you know, in some months it'll be hard to find. You know, because people are coming to see the qualities of this piece and start loving this piece. And even though this has been for a lot longer, for a few years, it's Destroyer. You know, with all these new pieces, all these stores coming out, and all these new pieces, people coming in to know more about Bowen, you know, they really realize that these are really worthy pieces to have. Like I always say, don't believe what you hear. Don't believe everything you hear. And don't really pay attention to all the negative comments or what other people say about something until you don't see it with your own eyes, until you don't taste it, until you don't feel it in your own hands. And that's what I always say to every collector about every piece. That's one of the main reasons why I have this channel. Something that really entertains me, something that I really enjoy, but also as a way to help the community and newcomers into this hobby to see that there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of things out there that you might not appreciate because you are so fixed, your eyes are so fixed into the new things coming up, what everybody's saying. You know, you can go to a forum, and of course, you know, a lot of people are followers of Sideshow. A lot of people come into this hobby because of Sideshow, and it's a great company that I really love, that I have also enjoyed over the years. And I have also Sideshow pieces in my collection that I really glad, and I'm very proud of them. But to me, Bowen Designs has a special place in my heart because it is the grandfather of this hobby. They really were there when nobody else was there. They opened and they created a field. They created a market for this business to flourish. And companies like Sideshow, like DC Comics, like Photobucket, Gentle Giant, and many other companies, they pay tribute to what Bowen Designs have done over the years. And this piece, the Destroyer, is a clear example of that. It's a simple piece, but it is well done. The quality is superb. The paint application is perfect. The sculpture is perfect. The quality really exceeds every expectation. It's what you really expect from the character. This showcases the ability of the company and the reason why Bowen Designs still is and will always be the grandfather, you know, the kingpin, put it this way, of this hobby. Why people really pay attention, the godfather of everything we know. And this piece is here, showcase that, you know, and as you can see, I'm really glad with this piece. I highly recommend it. Yeah, the pictures might not be as good, or even the video might not really showcase this piece, but when you see it in person, how big it is, how heavy it is, you know, how well it displayed with other pieces, and how much juice you can really take out of this piece, how much stuff you can do with it, you know, how many displays you can create with it, you'll be fully surprised. And I'm telling you, if you invest in this piece and you pay the $200, $250, or whatever you pay for it, you'll be so satisfied that you paid that money, because it will just make your any collection that you have, any piece that you have, in this case any action piece, like it will look even much better. It will make your other pieces look better. That's the reason why I like, you know, in this case, pieces like this. I like companion pieces, because companion pieces really showcase and make other pieces look much better in your collection. So it's highly recommended. So like I said, you can find them in the aftermarket. You can go to Rocky's Vault, or you can go to, you know, even on the forums, even on Facebook, there are some threads for sale, you know, for those that want to sell pieces or buy pieces. I recommend you to check it out and look for yourself. So once again, thank you for watching this video. You know, if you have any questions, leave your questions below. I will have more pictures of this and photos of this piece and other pieces in my Photobucket page, so you can go there and look at thousands of pictures that you will not see anywhere else. You can go to my Facebook, you know, and please just follow me also on my Instagram, where I also have pictures, a little more artistic pictures of these pieces. So thank you very much for taking the time. I'll see you on the next review. Have a good day, good afternoon, or have a good evening. See you in the next one. Thank you.